All right, let's take a look at the final results on our poll. The winner is absolutely 100% never. 60% of you say you don't pull for Bruce Pearl a lick. Then next to that is 34% say I pull for him every game but when he's playing the Vols. And then 6%, and it's changed a little, so it's down to 33 on that. 61% now say absolutely 100%. So congratulations to that guy or gal who just clicked that. And then 6% of you say every game, period. So you'll be pulling for Auburn this week. Okay. Thanks for playing along. We appreciate it every week. I love having an idea of what the fans are thinking. Keep an eye on this story. Crazy. Wisconsin football player Xavier Lucas had entered into a monetary agreement with Wisconsin to stay and play ball there. But he changed his mind and asked to be put in the transfer portal. Wisconsin said, hey, man, we got a deal, and they didn't enter his name in the portal. He left anyway. His lawyer said, well, this was contingent on the House settlement. He hadn't been paid anything, so we gone. NCAA released a statement that shows just how powerless they are after all the lawsuits from Tennessee, Diego Pavia, everything else. Everyone celebrates those. But they all backfire.
Yeah.
And now when you're sitting here going, we need some rules. Oh, no. You sued them to get rid of all rules, so now it's just enjoy the madness. But here's what their statement was, and it is a doozy. NCAA rules do not prevent a student athlete from unenrolling from an institution, enrolling at a new institution, and competing immediately.
Wow.
So if you're sitting there going, we need the transfer portal to be shortened, what transfer portal? This kid just said, I don't need it. I'm going. And they're saying, we can't stop you.
Yeah.
So the days, think back to the ages where, well, we've got to get a waiver for this kid. Oh, it's going to get, I hope his grades are up because it'll go through the NCAA clearinghouse. I repeat, from the NCAA, there's nothing to stop us, nothing to stop a student from unenrolling at one school, enrolling in another, and competing immediately. Last week, I joked on this show, look, where it's going is you're going to have a day where eligibility is gone. You look at the Diego Pavia thing, where he got an extra year for JUCO. Why is it going to stop there? It's going to be one guy who says, my kid isn't good, my client isn't good enough to play in the NFL, but he can continue to make $300,000 a year playing in college. Who are you to stand in between him and his livelihood? Right. And all it takes is one judge to go, bingo. Well, this is what I read in a Yahoo story just yesterday. I found this interesting. Take a look at this from Yahoo, if we've got the quote here. Rule number one, there are no rules. The story, the NCAA is fighting at least two cases over eligibility rules, the Pavia case and one in Mississippi where a Southern Miss basketball player is suing the association seeking an extra year of eligibility. Both cases could result in the dismantling of NCAA eligibility rules in a similar way that the courts struck down the association's prohibition on athletic compensation and its restrictive transfer policies. That took, what, six days from last Sunday to Saturday to go from John's crazy theory to, oh, no, here it comes. Will, thoughts on the fact that they're saying this is going to be a test case for NIL, how binding those contracts are. I'm not worried about that. You read that comment, I think it just shows you're not going to have eligibility issue anymore, that you can, those rules you can get around them. And also, if you think you're going to hold somebody to a transfer portal window, forget it. They'll go anytime they want.
Well, my kid can transfer right now. She's at ETSU. She can decide with going back to school on Monday, she can decide, no, I want to go to Tennessee, enroll at Tennessee, and then go there, and they will cash that check as quickly as ETSU will. So if she was a student athlete, a women's basketball player, Tennessee wanted her, why couldn't, if she's a normal student, she would be able to play immediately. The NCAA can't do anything here. One, they'll get sued. Literally every time they get sued, they lose.
Yes.
So we're at a point right now where they're just handing anyone anything that threatens to sue. So the Diego Pavia case, that was to me when I said, oh, here we go. Because at some point in time, we will very, very soon, I think before maybe August, have no more eligibility. Where as long as you're a student at the university, then you can still play football as long as you want to, no eligibility requirements with that. And then someone's going to sue and say, wait a minute, why can't I be a contract labor employee at the university? Why do I have to be a student as well? You're stopping me from being able to make money. If someone wants to pay me to play college football, that's also coming down the line probably the next couple of years.
I would give the example of Casey Clausen. You got to go back a while for this, but this is a guy who was a great college quarterback. He was a really good college quarterback. Didn't make it in the NFL. Didn't even get a cup of coffee in the NFL. If Philip Fulmer had been able to say, Casey Clausen can come back here and play for $300,000 this year in 2004, or he would have said, well, we're going with the true freshmen, Brent Schaefer and Eric Ainge, and we'll see how that. he would have taken Casey Clausen. Any coach in the country would have kept Casey Clausen. So what's to say? Now, Peyton Manning, he can go make his money in the NFL, but these guys who can't do it, I think they're going to stick around. If this comes to pass, and I don't see any reason it won't, I could see guys saying, I'll stay at the University of Tennessee for another year and make another $200,000.
Well, let me ask you a silly question. Can you unenroll in mid-year and then go play for some other team in mid-season?
It says immediately.
Game to game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, the joke that me and you have made is when do we see a guy at halftime leave Tennessee, walk across the field of Florida and put on their jersey and start playing for them,
Yeah.
I mean, which is outlandish. But this other thing, if you're going to have this extended eligibility, then you're gonna have to be in school, I'm assuming, for if you wanted to
I
play
wonder
8
how long
years.
that's going to come.
Yeah.
How long is that going to be?
Well, I mean, here's
Why
the
is my
thing: you work
client
on your bachelor's, then you get your master's, then you work on your doctorate.
another master's.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, Dr. Sterling Hinton. Does it seem all that outlandish?
Well, here's the thing, though. Hit him in the mouth. I just wonder what he'd be a dentist. At what point, though, does somebody say, Your Honor, my client was illiterate when he arrived on campus. They knew this. Why are you making him go to class? You're getting in the way of his ability to make money.
Yeah.
And they'll win because all you got to do is get one judge, and the NCAA loses every case. I don't think you're going to have. I think you're just heading toward a minor league sport without it actually being minor leagues.
Well, that's what-
and I don't think the schools want to pay them as contract laborers. And you're saying the players don't want to be paid that way
Employees.
either. So the idea is, well, we'll just make them semi-pro. That's why I say
That's
no.
what it is.
No, but it's not.
Well, that's where it's headed.
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying.
It's
We
heading to
call
pro-pro.
it that, but
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's not even as you're not bound by anything.
No.
Even the Knoxville Smokies, the Knoxville Ice Bears, there are rules in those
Yes.
leagues. This is just complete lawlessness.
Well, I remember 2 years ago, we sit here and said this was going to be the Wild, Wild West.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, were we ever wrong. It's way, way, way worse.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You can't,
Seriously.
You can't leave the Knoxville Ice Bears and say, no, I'd rather go
No.
play for the Savannah whatevers.
But they've collectively bargained, and they are
Exactly.
employees,
Yeah.
right? So until you make them employees, it's going to be just unregulated capitalism where anyone can do anything they want to at any time that they want to. Think about this scenario. Jalen Milroe, he entered the draft. He doesn't make it, or doesn't like where he's drafted. He's drafted third day.
Can he come
Notre
back?
Dame just offered Quinn Ewers how much money? $6 million a year to go there, $8 million a year to go there and play, and so he doesn't like where he's drafted, so he comes right back to Notre Dame,
Well,
works on his
and-
master's
I
degree,
just
and
keep
he's
going
Notre
back.
Dame's
Exactly.
quarterback.
I keep going back to the kid from Tulane
Yeah.
who's getting $4 million a
million.
year to go to Duke. So it's not you don't even have to go to Alabama and
Yeah.
Texas and Notre Dame. So yes, you're right. I mean, if you don't like it, you've now got a way to bargain against your pro team. I'll go back and make my money
Yes.
in college.
And now forever gone is the kid that stuck it out, waited his turn,
Oh,
paid
yeah.
his dues.
That's gone.
And it was a success.
Another interesting note, I'll throw this out there very quickly. I thought it was fascinating. Mike Vrabel this week was named Patriots head coach, and he was talking about one thing you're now having to think about in the draft. It's tougher to draft kids out of college more than ever because in the past, you get a kid from Alabama, you know what kind of kid you're getting. You get a kid from Ohio State, you know what kind of kid you're getting because they've been in this program. Here's what they've been taught. He said, now we have no idea because this kid played at 5 different places.
Yeah.
That's an interesting offshoot
Yeah.
of all this. So I know somebody's going to email me, I'm tired of talking about it. Well, it's coming, and it's going to change the way the way you watch sports. So we're going to talk about it now rather than, why didn't you tell us this was coming? Okay, we are telling you it's coming. When we come back, the SEC wanted playoff cash, but did the new cash cost them their dominance? That's next. Come on back.